I had the opportunity to watch Jurassic World Rebirth early on Monday, June 23rd, and I posted a spoiler-free review of that video on this channel. Now today, the day I'm dropping this video, July 2nd, is the day the movie actually comes out. So I'm going to do a full spoiler discussion of the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, be warned. I'm going to talk about the movie in detail, including the ending. This is my full, spoiler-filled review of Jurassic World Rebirth. The first Jurassic World was okay, the second one just was, I didn't like it at all. I didn't even bother to watch Dominion, so I really had zero interest in watching Rebirth, but when the opportunity presented itself to see it early, I figured I ought to do it. I didn't even see the trailers for this movie, folks. I didn't know anything about it. I think I saw a Jeep commercial with the dinosaurs in it. I knew the movie existed, but I had no interest in watching it. I posted on X that I really was planning on skipping this movie, but I watched it and I'm glad I did. Going into the movie blind with no preconceived notions, I have to tell you that I enjoyed the movie as a simple monster horror science fiction movie. It's not complicated, the story is exceedingly simple, and what I like is that you don't need to know anything about the previous Jurassic Park or Jurassic World movies to enjoy this. Everything you need to know about the story is included within this film. You don't need to do homework like a Marvel movie. You don't need to watch the movies to refresh yourself. I mean, you can if you want to. Maybe there's things that I missed because I didn't really watch Dominion, but none of the characters from Dominion are in this. None of the Jurassic Park characters are in this. This is a standalone story that just happens to be in that universe. So what happens in this thing? Well, there's two main sets of characters. Number one, we have the people that are on the dinosaur hunt. At the beginning of the movie, it's established that for some reason, they think dinosaurs, their blood, has some magical healing property to it. They theorize that because dinosaurs are huge and have huge hearts and live a long time, therefore there must be something that they could use to cure heart disease with humans. Seems like a bit of a leap, but that's what the movie presents to us. Actually, before we get to that, there's sort of a prelude sequence, a prelude horror sequence where there's this science fiction-y lab. It looks bright and shiny and clean, but you know there's something horrible just under the surface. A guy's candy bar wrapper fucks up the door, and and because of that, a guy dies. He's trapped behind a glass, a safety thing when the containment thing is breached, and horrible monster evil dinosaur eats the guy, but we don't really see him getting eaten. It's not graphic. You hear his screaming, you see the dinosaur behind him, you see the facial expressions of the people watching, but it's not terribly graphic. Then we flash forward 18 years in a world where dinosaurs exist, but people have gotten bored with dinosaurs. A lot of the dinosaurs have been dying off. They explain that, millions of years ago, dinosaurs had a different environment, different climate, different vegetation, different insects, and because of that, the dinosaurs are dying out except for in the tropics, which is closer to their original environment. Sure, we can go with that. But what I like is there aren't dinosaurs all over the place right from the beginning of the movie. They imply the dinosaurs. They build you up to seeing the dinosaurs. You see the skeletons in a museum nobody goes to anymore. When they hire the guy to drive the boat for the mercenary team, you see dinosaur bones around. The railing looks like it's made out of dinosaur bones. All really cool. They sort of show you that this is dinosaur world without overdoing the dinosaurs at the beginning. I've seen some criticisms that say there aren't many dinosaurs in the first part of the movie, and that's true, but I think that's a good thing. It builds up to it, it leads you into it. It's just not horror dinosaur action right from the beginning, aside from the prelude sequence. And that's kind of a metaphor, I don't know, intentional or not, about how people might be feeling about the Jurassic World and Jurassic Park movies. Lots of excitement when Jurassic Park was new, the sequels, Jurassic World, the soft reboot, a lot of excitement, but people have grown bored. In the real world, people seem to be getting bored with dinosaur movies, and in the fictional world, people are bored of seeing dinosaurs. They're just no different than going to see a giraffe at the zoo. Modern society seems to have a bit of a short attention span, so it doesn't seem like that far of a stretch that people would not really care about the dinosaurs anymore. So the mercenary crew is assembled to go get the blood from 3 distinct dinosaurs so that they can have their plot of the movie. Really, it doesn't matter why they're going to Dinosaur Island. They just needed some excuse. It could have been anything. The point is to get these people on Dinosaur Island. And I like that it's an abandoned island. Adds a little bit of dread, makes it a fun adventure. I was kind of surprised that it was none of the original cast, none of the cast from any of the previous movies. Who do we have in this movie? The star is Scarlett Johansson. didn't know she was going to be in it because I didn't care about the movie. Mahershala Ali was in the movie. That was a pleasant surprise. I like him in everything I've seen him in, so I was very pleasantly surprised that he was in the movie. And he's probably my favorite character in the movie. He's just charismatic. He's likable. He's the only character that really seems to have any depth to him. A lot of the other characters are sort of cardboard cutout people, but you like them well enough where you don't want them to get eaten. As a matter of fact, I can't remember any of the characters' names. I remember the actors, but not the names. So that probably says something that the characters could have been developed a little bit more, but I think they were developed enough for what this movie needed them to be. So our other set of characters is a family that decides to go on a sailing trip near the dinosaurs. Now that's not quite as ridiculous as it sounds. There is some dialogue on screen saying that there hasn't been an attack in a really long time and that it's perfectly safe. Well, it wasn't perfectly safe. It's a family of four. The father, who's played by the dude from The Lincoln Lawyer, who I really like. I feel bad I had to look up his name, Manuel Garcia Rolfo. I really liked him in The Lincoln Lawyer. He was good in this movie. He was believable as a likable dad who just wanted to protect his family, and you wanted him to succeed in protecting his family. And he's there with his two daughters. The older daughter is dating a guy named Xavier. I remember him because he's the most obnoxious character in the movie. A little bit of comic relief with him. I didn't mind that character. He was played to be annoying, and he was, but he seemed like a real person, sort of. Anyway, their sailing ship gets attacked by giant dinosaur fish things. Sort of reminiscent of Jaws. Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the water, nope, dinosaur monsters. Well, their boat gets capsized. Surprise, surprise. They don't die, but they almost do. And they send out an SOS signal, and they get rescued by the mercenary ship. And those two crews come together. They think they're rescued, but really, they have to make a stop off at Dinosaur Island first. Family's not too happy about that, but hey, what the are they going to do about it? Well, dinosaurs attack the ship, surprise, surprise. And that's a pretty exciting sequence. We see people getting eaten during that sequence. And let's be honest, folks, if you're going to a Jurassic World movie, you want to see people get eaten by dinosaurs. And this movie does deliver that, at least a little bit in the beginning. I don't need to go through all the plot details, but basically the crew gets separated from the family, and they both have to explore Dinosaur Island, and they both have to come to this village, town, scientific outpost type place that's abandoned but still running on a timed generator. Now, after 18 years, maybe the generator would have run out of fuel, but whatever, we won't worry about that. And the action jumps back and forth between mercenary crew and family trying not to die. My biggest problem with the movie, the criticism that I've heard other people make that I think is absolutely valid, is that there are too many almost getting killed moments. After a while, it becomes less suspenseful because how many times can you almost get eaten by a dinosaur, but just get away by the skin of your teeth, literally inches away from being devoured, but you just barely, the dinosaur can't reach because of a rock. The dinosaur can't reach because of some vegetation. The dinosaur can't reach because your boat's going just a little bit faster or whatever. It's a little bit too much not dying. I'm glad the characters survived, but I think one more person probably should have been eaten in the middle of the movie just to raise the stakes and just to make it feel like the danger was real. There's just too much PG-13 just barely getting away. And of course, in a movie like this, the character that you don't like is definitely going to get eaten for sure. They show one person who's really greedy. He's trying to steal the secrets of magical MacGuffin dinosaur blood. He isn't going to rescue a woman in the movie. Therefore, he's established as a jerk. So at the end of the movie, when he gets horribly eaten, you almost don't feel bad for the guy. So plan B, if everything goes to shit, which it obviously did, their boat crashes. They say that and I think they said 2 days later, a helicopter is going to show up for 2 minutes, and they had to be at that exact point. Otherwise, the helicopter would leave. That sounds like bad planning. It seems like you'd want the helicopter to be there for more than 2 minutes at a very specific time, just in case. It gives them a goal. It gives them something to achieve. It creates a race against the clock thriller, which is also fun for building tension. And then, in one of the most unintentionally hilarious parts of the movie, when the helicopter does show up, it gets eaten by mutant dinosaur thing. It's chomping on it like an ear of corn, which I thought was fantastic. Horrible, evil, mutant, man-made dinosaur thing with the weird arms and whatever, that thing. I think Jurassic World lost something when it wasn't just clones of dinosaurs. Having genetically engineered man-eating monsters just seems a little bit far-fetched, silly for me, but it was established in the previous movies, so they got to bring it forward into this movie. But that monster at the end wasn't really my favorite. It was too silly. It wasn't a real dinosaur. And they got away from this horrible giant monster way too easily, way too often. Mahershala Ali's character heroically runs away so the dinosaur can chase him so that the family and the mercenary people can get away on a boat. Their helicopter got eaten. Luckily, there was a functioning boat nearby. So Mahershala Ali grabs a flare and runs the opposite direction so that the family and stuff can get away. And they imply that he dies, and they trick you into thinking he dies for about 1 minute. And then a flare goes up. Oh, he's alive after all. Evil dinosaur mutant thing is nowhere to be found for some reason. So they're able to go rescue Mahershala Ali, and they sail off to live happily ever after. It's a little bit too convenient that he didn't die. I'm glad he didn't die. He was probably my favorite character, but it seemed a little bit ridiculous that he survived. The evil dinosaur monster thing is right there. There's no way he could have gotten away, but somehow off camera he does. And that seems like a little bit of a cheat. Overall, though, I think this movie is actually very fun. If you go into it with too many expectations, you're not going to like it. If you want it to be Jurassic Park, you're not going to like it. If you want it to be like the first Jurassic World movie, you're not going to like it. If you would just accept that it's just a chase through the jungle, a survival action movie, if you just take it for the simple story that it is, I think you can get a lot of enjoyment out of this film. If that's what you expect going in, or if you watch it blind and just embrace that, it's very good. If you want it to be more than it is, you're going to be disappointed. So I think going to the movie with the right expectations is key, and I suggest seeing it in the theater because this is a big movie. You want to see these dinosaurs on the big screen. It's just better that way. It just is. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you've watched Jurassic World Rebirth, let me know what you think of the movie. Thanks for stopping by my channel. My name is Eric Wilfred Watson, signing out.